Nobody beats a King's Deal, Evansville, Owensboro, and Lawrenceville.
Hi, I'm Ray Andrews from Love Homes, your manufactured home expert. Send us your manufactured home questions by logging on to 7onyourside.com.
Catch Ron's 3-degree guarantee every night at 6 and 9. Fox 7 is on your side. You're watching Fox 7 on your side. Now, the Tri-State's most local newscast. This is Fox 7 News at 6.
Computer viruses are causing problems all over the country. The new So Big virus is taking a toll on many local computer owners and businesses. Hi, I'm Randy Moore.
And I'm Julie Borgen. The Tri-State gets hit by a technological plague. Last week it was the worm. Now a new virus is working its way through computers at a record rate.
Is your computer at risk? Well, Fox 7's Breck Thomas is live at Computers Plus with the story.
Well, Randy, there are 3 viruses circulating the internet right now. The Blaster, the So Big, and the newest one, Welchia. Now, they're the ones creating all the problems that we're hearing about right now on the internet, the ones that are keeping these folks here very, very busy. But consider this, there are some 65,000 viruses in the world right now.
This computer has the virus.
It's like a bad case of the flu.
Sounds like you probably have the worm virus that's going around.
Every day, these computer doctors have to check their patients.
To go out to the internet to see if it has changed into another form so that we can get all forms of it.
But you might not know you've come down with this virus right away. It'll show up like a friend, a name you recognize.
It looks on your hard drive for web pages, address books, text files, and finds any email address that it can and tries to mail out the virus to all those email addresses that it finds.
Maybe even a subject line that'll pique your interest. The popular ones are your application, that movie, your details, wicked screensaver, approved, thank you, or details.
Who it comes from is actually a technique called spoofing. If it is, for instance, a certain particular virus may have the rule that, okay, it's 8 seconds after the minute, I will take the 8th email address that I find, and all emails that I'm sending out with the virus will have that 8th email address as the sender. That is called spoofing. So it does not necessarily hold to the fact that if you know a certain person's email address.
So the only thing you need to click on if you see one of these messages is delete. And these viruses are infecting Windows XP, Windows 2000, Windows 2003, really just about anything that can be on your computer. So your best line of defense is to install an antivirus protection. You can get that done professionally at a place like this. That'll cost you about $40. Now, Randy, to give you an idea just how busy these folks are, they're averaging at least 15 computers a day installing all this new stuff to try to get rid of these viruses.
All right, Breck, thanks a lot.
What a mess. It seems like it's something new every year, doesn't it? Yeah. Warm out there today.
Oh, it heated up big time today, Ron.
The temperature right around 90 degrees, the heat index 95 to 100 across the tri-state. No relief from any rain. Once again today, the showers and thunderstorms are to our west and to our south and not affecting us. It's going to change tomorrow. Not in the morning, though. 71 degrees, very muggy out there. We'll see more clouds, though, to start the day tomorrow. More of a breeze, too, but from the south, so that muggy wind at around 7 miles an hour. As the day goes on, we'll see a few more clouds and a better chance of rain. I'll tell you when I expect to see the best chance for rain and how much rain we're going to get. All that coming up in the full forecast in minutes.
All right, Ron, thank you. Well, 2 couples from Ohio County, Kentucky are in trouble with the law after a bizarre shooting. State police arrested Carl Zwanzig after he shot a house guest in the leg. Police say Zwanzig shot Chris Duncan after Duncan's wife allegedly held Zwanzig's wife at knife point. Detectives say the 2 couples had been living together for 3 days. Zwanzig is charged with assault and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Angela Duncan is charged with false imprisonment.
2 groups with very different agendas joined today for a rally in Henderson. The Kentucky Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty rallied outside the Henderson Community College. They were trying to get their message across to members of Kentucky's Judiciary Committee who met at the college today. Several church leaders who are part of the group believe the death penalty is wrong, and they want Kentucky lawmakers to hold hearings or a vote on the issue. The group has already earned support from some politicians.
All the studies show that the civilized thing to do is to abolish the death penalty and to incarcerate murderers for their lives to protect society.
Another group that took part in the rally is the Kentucky Fairness Alliance, which is seeking a statewide fairness bill to protect the civil rights of gays and lesbians.
Funeral arrangements have been made for a Henderson teenager who died after a car crash earlier this month. 18-year-old Maurice Hay III died last week from injuries he suffered in the August 8th accident. Hay and two of his friends were riding on Telephone Road in Warwick County when they hit a tree. Another passenger in that car, Chris Waddell, died instantly. The driver is still in the hospital. Maurice Hay III graduated from Henderson County High School in May. He planned to attend Henderson Community College in the fall. Funeral services will be held Friday at noon at the John F. Kennedy Center in Henderson. Well, the town of Chandler is without a police chief tonight. Kenny Musgrave died Monday of cancer. He had been Chandler's chief of police for 15 years. Flags are flying at half-staff at the town hall this week. The assistant chief says Musgrave was a well-respected man who always had a smile for everyone.
Good man, good boss. I considered him a good friend. He was known by many people, liked by many people, so it's difficult. You know, I hate to see and hear that it happened for us as well as for his family. He was a good man. He will be greatly missed.
Visitation for Musgrave continues tomorrow. His funeral will be at 1 p.m. It will be up to the council in Chandler to appoint a new police chief.
The Hoosier Daylight Coalition has tried for years to convince state lawmakers to adopt daylight savings time statewide. Well, now the group is giving up. They say opposition to the idea is just too strong. Indiana lawmakers have rejected the group's proposals for the last 30 years. Indiana, along with Hawaii and Arizona, are the only 3 states that don't observe daylight savings time.
Evansville idol Michael Crone made a trip to Atlanta to try his hand and his voice as a contestant on the next American Idol. Crone says he went in with confidence, but he was facing stiff competition from almost 10,000 other singers from as far away as New York City. Crone says he has always dreamed of making it as a performer. The 22-year-old with the big voice says the competition is about much more than singing.
My idea is to walk in and from the start make myself memorable. Whenever they see me, I want them to think this guy's got the package, not the voice, but the package. So I think if I can walk in and make a lasting impression from the start, maybe that'll help me out in the long run.
The good news is that Michael made it to the second round. That second round takes place tomorrow in Atlanta. If he's selected a second time, he will have to return to Atlanta to sing for Simon Caldwell and the rest of the Idol judges. That will happen on Labor Day. Some Evansville residents will get federal assistance for the frequent flooding in their neighborhood. How much money will they get? We'll have that story coming up.
Also, we could see some rain pretty soon. Chief Meteorologist Ron Rose is in the lab to give you the forecast for the weekend. Weather's next.
You're watching Fox 7 News at 6 with Randy Moore and Julie Borgen. Your guaranteed forecast with meteorologist Ron Rhodes. And the Tri-State's best sports show with Mark McVicker. Fox 7 News at 6 is on your side. And now, your guaranteed forecast from Chief Meteorologist Ron Rhodes and the Fox 7 Weather Lab.
Well, the heat kicked it up a notch today. The humidity kicked it up a notch today as well. But we haven't seen any rain, not yet. But just on the other side of the Mississippi River, check out some of these thunderstorms that are blowing up there. We've got a system out west. It's taking its time, but it is going to get here. Now, once it gets here, it's going to be taking its time again. So along that stalled out front, we're going to see a pretty decent rainmaker, it looks like right now. I'll show you rainfall amounts in a second. First of all, we've got the currents, as always, out at the airport. 89 degrees, that's our high for the day. It certainly feels hotter than that. The feels-like temperature is 95 with a dew point of 70. But we've been hotter this summer, and recently, too. South wind at around 7 miles an hour. That's helping to bring in all that muggy air. Plenty of that to go around now. Relative humidity is at 54%. Pollen count. Yes, the ragweed is back up there. You probably know it. If you suffer from it, you do know it. And the ragweed's in the moderate range right now. It has been for the past few days, as has the mold. Grass, not as big of a problem, but it is ragweed season. Hopefully this front will ease that. It should. We're going to get some less humid air in place. It's going to be cooler. It is going to be a nice weekend. But until then, we've got a little bit of heat and humidity again tomorrow before that front settles in and brings us a chance for rain. Pretty good cluster of showers and thunderstorms in eastern Iowa. That's working its way up to the northeast. It's going to clip the northwest corner of Illinois, but that's about as close as it's going to get to us. And these showers and thunderstorms that are popping up in this unstable air mass in the afternoon are going to be dying down as the sun goes down. Most of the activities to our west right now. There's the area of low pressure. Remember, yesterday was in the Rocky Mountain states, so it is starting to make some progress here, and storms are blowing up along this particular front on out to the west. It is going to be sagging in from this northwest direction. It's going to be taking it a little while. I think the front, you're really going to feel the effects of the front on Friday at around noon. But until then, I think really tomorrow night this time until Friday at noon, that's when we're going to be seeing a pretty decent chance for rain, just scattered on out to the west. But that's where the front is, just up to the northwest. And this is where it's going to be tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. By the afternoon, we could see a stray shower pop up, especially here in southern Indiana. But the best chance for rain is going to be along the front, and it is still to our northwest tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock. But as the evening goes on, we're going to see that front sink into the area. It's going to stick around for a little while, too. Friday morning at 6 o'clock, still have that chance of rain. Still more rain even into Friday evening. Yes, they will be scattered showers. It's not going to be a widespread downpour, and it's not going to be one day full of rain. But we're going to get our chances. And here's what rainfall is showing. Future radar is indicating about 3/4 of an inch of rain, and that's a pretty good dousing. Compared to what we've had of late, we will take it. I know a lot of you will anyway. It'll be nice, and plus it's going to be even better that it clears out in time for the weekend. Some clouds and muggy tonight, not a drop of rain tonight. 71 degrees, though, not nearly as comfortable as the past few nights. More clouds tomorrow. Don't expect to see any rain, and even what we do see tomorrow is going to be scattered, but don't expect to see any rain, really, until tomorrow evening. Although, again, a few stray showers are possible in southern Indiana tomorrow during the afternoon. 90 degrees for a high tomorrow with a pretty good breeze from the southwest at around 8 miles an hour. Here comes that better chance of rain overnight Thursday into Friday, and then later on Friday afternoon, we'll have another wave bring us a pretty decent chance of rain, but it's gone by the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, sunshine both days, less humid, highs in the mid-80s, and feeling good out there. But the next couple of days, we're going to get some rain. I think a lot of people would like to see that, too, guys.
All right, thanks, Ron.
Evansville victims of flooding could get government aid to repair their homes, and you could, too.
FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, is in Vanderburgh County until Saturday. Tomorrow, a temporary disaster recovery center will open on Diamond Avenue. Flooding victims in the Madison Avenue area are urged to apply for aid, but that aid is also available to anyone in the county for any damage, not just flooding.
In the incident period, which began in early July and didn't end until August 6th, if anyone in Vandenberg County experienced damages from flooding, wind damages, anything from storm damage, they can call the FEMA registration number and apply.
FEMA says you should apply quickly, though. The deadline for aid is Tuesday, September 9th. It's a good idea to call ahead of time before you go into the center.
New wireless and satellite technology is helping one Kentucky business serve their elderly customers faster and cheaper. Today, the Green River Intra-County Transit System is running a pilot test with a global positioning system, or GPS. The group primarily transports Western Kentucky's elderly and Medicaid patients to doctor's appointments and for errands. Each vehicle now has a wireless computer that allows instant communication with the dispatcher. With up to 1,000 trips a day, employees hope it will save lots of time and money, not to mention paperwork.
Before, they were handwriting every client they were picking up, every address they were picking up, the odometer reading, the times. We were doing about 25,000 sheets of paper about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
From piles of paper to a computer chip, GPS allows a computer to track each driver and client from anywhere in the state. A local shoe store posted big losses this quarter. The Evansville-based Shoe Carnival says they have little to do with the drop in revenue.
Find out what the problem is. That's coming up after the break. Carnival says its earnings fell nearly 60% in the company's last quarter.
The Evansville-based shoe retailer reported net income of $1.5 million, or 12 cents a share, for their second quarter. That's down $3.6 million, or 27 cents a share, in the same period from last year. Company officials blame a sluggish economy for the drop in sales. Shoe Carnival has 229 stores in the Midwest, South, and Southeast. Attorney General Ben Chandler is stirring up some complaints among Kentuckians over his comments about gambling. The Democrat candidate for governor says he allowed expanded gambling at existing horse tracks, but that isn't sitting well with tourism officials in the Bluegrass State. They fear expanded gambling at racetracks would take dollars away from communities that don't offer gambling. Republican nominee Ernie Fletcher says he's opposed to expanding gambling anywhere in Kentucky.
A top member of Iraq's interim government says he got a warning about a possible large-scale terror attack in Baghdad just days before a bomb ripped through the UN headquarters there. Yesterday's attack killed at least 20 people. The government leader says he shared the information with the U.S. The FBI says explosives left over from Saddam Hussein's arsenal were used in that bombing. The bomb contained 1,000 pounds of old mortar rounds, artillery shells, and hand grenades.
More desire might mean more wins for the Central High School football team this fall. A look at the Bears is next in sports.
Fox 7 Sports is on your sideline. Here's Sports Director Mark McVicker.
The consensus among coaches in the SIAC this year is that the conference should be more balanced than in previous years. The reason? Some of the bottom teams are making great improvements. Central, a big case in point. While the Bears have struggled the last 3 years, there's big-time optimism this year. It can be boiled down to one word, desire. This year's team went to IU camp together and had great participation in off-season workouts. In addition, there's some young talent to make the coaches excited not only for the future, but the present. With good size and speed, the hope is this Central team will be the big, bad Bears.
And there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's optimistic. And I want to say this, my coaching staff has worked unbelievably hard and just done everything we can for these kids to prepare them, and we're going to be ready this year.
Well, all the guys out here are dedicated to football. They all want to play. In the past couple of years, guys slacking off. Nobody slacks off on the team.
We coming back this year, and we're improving on our offensive defense, like I said, basically, and we're going to come out surprising a lot of people.
Toughest part for Central to schedule. They opened with state-ranked Vincennes Friday night at Central Stadium. NASCAR news, Jimmy Spencer's appeal turned down by NASCAR today, meaning Mr. Excitement will miss all 3 races at Bristol this weekend. Spencer suspended for a week, fined $25 grand for punching Kurt Busch in the face after last week's race in Michigan. Spencer and Busch are on probation for the rest of the year. Among those who are racing at Bristol, Owensboro's Michael Waltrip, who's having the best year of his long career. While Waltrip has been good again at restrictor plate tracks, he's also improved his performance on the short tracks. He's 5th in points. And when it comes to classic short track racing, it doesn't get any better than the Saturday night race at Bristol.
Hopefully we can stay up there in the points. We feel like second is a realistic goal. First is a little bit out of hand for us right now, but hopefully we can gain on Junior and the other guys that are ahead of us and get up there toward the front.
Qualifying takes place on Friday. The racing gets underway under the lights on Saturday. Highlights of the Cubs cards, the Aces and USI soccer match, plus Derek Anderson coming to Owensboro. We'll have it all at 9 tonight. Randy and Julie.
Sounds good. Mark, thanks.
Thanks, Mark. Up next on Fox 7 News, Ron's back to take a quick look at the weather that's coming our way.
Final forecast is next.
Coming up tonight at 9, we'll have more on our Evansville Idol's quest to become the next American Idol.
And we'll have more Fox 7 News for you in the morning. Michelle Gray has a preview of Thursday's Morningside.
Hi, everyone. Dorm rooms are lessons in cramming a lot of stuff into a little space. All those electronics and appliances can add up to fire danger. We're on your side with a little Dorm Safety 101. And it's a college course that's a little on the controversial side. We'll tell you all about a class that teaches students to be gay. Plus, Allie has your forecast every 7 minutes. We're on the air from 6 to 8 a.m. We'll see you then.
All right, about time to get out of here, but why don't we check the weather first?
Hot out there, Ron.
It is hot today. It'll be hot tomorrow again, up to 90 degrees, but we're going to be seeing a cool off with a cool front, and it's going to be just in time for the weekend. Looks pretty good. We'll get the chance of rain mainly tomorrow evening. We could see a couple of stray showers in the afternoon, but by Friday, I tell you what, we're going to get a couple of rounds of rain. So if you haven't seen enough rain of late, I think Friday's our day. After that, it's gone, but that's okay. Let's get the rain Friday, get it out of there. Saturday, Sunday, looking good, 83 and 85. Your two favorite words, Julie, together.
Less humid.
Less humid.
Love it
on
when you get those
Saturdays.
in there.
I love saying them.
Mark said he got a bunch of rain the other day. I haven't had any, though, so I could use some in my
Yeah, it's been very spotty lately. Some people have been hogging them. Wait, Mark, you can share. Could you share a little?
I'll send some your way.
All right.
It's been a little dry at my house, too. Thanks for watching.